Hi guys, it's time for me to plant potatoes. All my seed potatoes are pre-sprouted and ready to go, but before I plant these beauties, I want to share with you what varieties I'm growing. So I'm growing 11 varieties, and all these varieties kind of serve different need or want. So I like to cook a lot, so I like to include potatoes from different categories: waxy, starchy, and also all-purpose potatoes, because they all serve different purpose in the kitchen. I also like to include kind of new exciting varieties or like unique looking varieties, something that I cannot buy at the store. But also this year I want to include varieties that are good for storage and also that are heavy producers, because my goal this year is to grow enough potatoes, be able to store them so I don't have to go to a grocery store and buy potatoes. Let's see if that happens, but that's something that I will definitely try this year. So let's get to varieties. Let's start with kind of novelty, unique potatoes. The first one is Masquerade, and I know you guys cannot tell because the potatoes are not in their prime now, but let me get a little bit of water, maybe this will show better, because this one is very fun. Masquerade is a bicolor potato. It's purple, gold. It kind of looks like Yukon Gold wearing a mask. And just like Yukon Gold, it is all-purpose potato, so very versatile in the kitchen. You can use it for mashing, frying, roasting, anything you can imagine this potato will do very well. And also the reason why I'm growing it is because it was actually bred in Colorado State University. So it does very well here in my area in that high altitude, dry climate. And it's also a very heavy producer, mid-season potato, and it's also good for storage. But I mainly grow it for beauty. This is something that really it's important to me too, to include some of the unique guys. And Masquerade definitely is unique. Another unique potato that I think the most excited to try this year is Purple Viking. Purple Viking is also a bicolor potato, but it's not, it has more like a spotty pattern as opposed to just wearing a mask like Masquerade. Let me see if we can show it better. There you go. So it looks kind of like this. I will also include a picture if I find one when it's in its prime. But the reason why I'm so excited to grow it is because of its flavor. It won so many tasting awards, and from everything that I read about this variety, there's actually like nothing bad that I could find about it. It is good for storage. It is heavy producer. The tubers are pretty big. I know that all my seed potatoes are kind of small, but this is kind of like I do it on purpose. I always choose the smallest seed potatoes so I don't have to cut them and split them. So all the potatoes that I have on the table will be bigger in real life, except for maybe the fingerlings that we'll get to. But this one was the smallest seed that I could find, so that tells me that the tubers are really big. And it is, like I mentioned, all-purpose mid-season, so it's very diverse, and the flavor is outstanding. So I'm very excited to try it. It is sweet buttery flavored. That's what they described, and it's super unique. It's so unique, and it actually has thin skin, so you technically don't have to peel it, which is pretty unusual with the potatoes of this size to have thin skin. And speaking of flavor, there is another kind that I'm growing mainly for flavor. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. It's called Yellowfin. It is ordinary yellow potato from the appearance. It is from Europe, and in Europe it is considered a gourmet potato. The flavor is like amazing. Like the chefs look for this variety to make sure they have it available so they can cook at a fancy restaurants. So I definitely want to try it to see whether this is really a gourmet potato. So that's yellowfin, and let's move on to my childhood. My childhood is calling whenever I look at russet potato. And I chose Rocky Mountain Russet, and the reason why I chose this variety because it does well in my region. And the reason why I'm always going to include starchy potato, russet potato, is because of its texture and memories from childhood. This is the potato variety that I grew up eating as a kid, the fluffy mashed potatoes, and also campfire potatoes. Russet potatoes are best for it. And Rocky Mountain variety is a very high producer, good for storage, and like I mentioned, that's well in my region. The only thing that with the starchy potatoes, you have to add fat. Otherwise, they're gonna be very dry. So if you make mashed potatoes with russet potatoes or Rocky Mountain Russet, you will not like it unless you add a lot of butter. And the same with the campfire potatoes. You have to add that butter, that fat, and then the texture, the fluffiness is just something that no other variety will give you. So let's move on to a different color. Purple Majesty. Purple Majesty is obviously a purple potato. It has purple skin and it's also purple inside. And the reason why I'm growing it is because of its purple color. I think purple potatoes are so beautiful, and if you mix them with white potatoes or pink potatoes, they make the dish so beautiful. But to be honest, I haven't found a purple potato variety that I truly enjoy. To me, usually purple potatoes, or at least varieties that I tried, are very dry and have this like weird texture. But everything that I read about Purple Majesty indicates that that's not gonna be the case with this variety. That is actually gonna be very flavorful, and it's gonna have a good texture too. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the case because I really want to find a purple potato that I truly enjoy. Another reason why I really want to find a purple potato that I really enjoy is because purple potatoes are higher in antioxidants, so they are much healthier. So hopefully this one will be the one. Another purple potato that is actually not a purple potato, it is yellow potato with a purple skin, is Harvest Moon. It is absolutely stunning potato. It has purple skin with this bright, intense yellow flesh, and it is early season, so I don't have to wait till fall to harvest it. And the flavor is very nutty, creamy texture, and it's just such a good potato to have. And just because it has low starch content, you don't have to add anything to it. It's just delicious on its own. Another early season potato that I'm growing is Red Gold. Red Gold has thin skin. The skin is red, very pretty red. I know you can't tell because it's not in its prime, but that's okay. I'll include a picture if I find one. The skin is very pretty red and it is very thin, so peeling is totally optional. And again, the flavor, just like Harvest Moon, the flavor is just very good. It's sweet, nutty, and it's producing very early, and it also produces a lot. And I like to have early season potatoes because I usually have visitors in the summer, so I like to have enough potatoes to cook a big meal. And yeah, so Red Gold is definitely on my list. And let's see, another early season that is actually good for storage is Golden Globe. Golden Globe is all-purpose potato. It's kind of like Yukon Gold but improved. And by improved I mean It has better storage life, so even though you harvest it early, you can still store it. So you don't have to eat everything at once, you can store it for a long time. The storage life is definitely improved from Yukon Gold. Also, it is more disease resistant, so it's just overall easier to grow, and it's also a higher producer than Yukon Gold. So definitely one on my list. And the flavor, who doesn't like Yukon Gold? Like, it's just so good. So I think that covers all bigger potatoes. So let's move to tiny guys. Fingerling potatoes. Fingerling potatoes are absolutely best for roasting. It is my favorite application for fingerling potatoes. And the reason is, they have low starch content, so they are considered waxy potatoes, but they also have small size. They stay about, maybe this one is like probably as big as they get. Well, they can get bigger, but on average, they stay pretty small. So what's nice about it is that you don't have to cut them. So what that will do, all that moisture and flavor will stay inside, and while the skin blisters and roasts, and it just creates such a delicious meal. I don't think there is I don't think there is any other potato kind or group that beats fingerling potatoes when it comes to roasting. And the varieties that I'm growing, the first one is French fingerling. It is a very popular variety, and for good reason. This is just such a good potato flavor. It looks beautiful. It has red skin. It's yellow inside, but has this dapple red as well to kind of give that uniqueness, and just flavor amazing. You don't have to add anything to it. It's just delicious on its own. Ana Rosa is pink. Again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful potato. And what's nice about it, it's kind of like purple Majesty. It holds its color. Not all potatoes hold color after being cooked, but Ana Rosa does. So beautiful potato to put on a plate. And the last one is La Rattle. This one is yellow. And the reason why I'm growing a yellow fingerling potato is to give another color to my plate, but also this one is very gourmet. All fingerling potatoes, in my opinion, that I've tried so far are delicious, but this one has like more nutty flavor. It's really sought after, and the chefs like to cook with it. So yeah, definitely a fun one to grow. So that is it. 11 varieties. Please let me know in the comment if you have any questions about any of the varieties that I'm growing, and also please let me know what varieties are you going to be planting or already planted. I'm always looking for new, exciting, fun varieties to try. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.